Yeah. That was 50 points off the track, baby.
In Japan, where the sun will always shine, traditions collide with the future's line. Through city streets and temples high, find your story beneath the sky. Wave scratch, pumping out your sense, harmony flows to the best of lands. In the neon glow, where is spent, the culture rich, where reason stands. In the morn of grace, we'll dance the night with every star, a guiding light. In Japan, where the sun will always shine, traditions collide with the future's line. The cherry lanes and soaring heights, find your magic in the moonlit nights.
Alrighty, guys. We've got something new for you guys today. Not new per se. It actually has been quite some time since we've touched your truck. Just to give you guys some information, we have not traveled along we've not traveled along we haven't touched a Pro Mods in a while. Now for a lot of you, if you don't know, I am running this directly on Bazite. Let me turn that down a little bit. We haven't played with your truck in for quite some time. And the last time we actually played this, I had quite some changes. So if you haven't seen me play this in a while, I have switched over to Bazite. I am absolutely enjoying Bazite. Nothing really wrong with the system. I haven't had any issues with this. Now, of course, since the last time we played this, we had a whole host of stuff going on. We've had Berlin being we're still having it as our default. I'm still going to use some things. We do not have the access to cargo right now. We can only do freight. Within it, we're gonna check Berlin. We're gonna take we got this dozer crawl going down to Slovenia. No, we won't be able to take this directly, so we'll go with the next. Next there. Now, we also got the external contracts. Sometimes the external contracts tend to give us Lithuania. Mobile crane. Alabarg, Denmark. Sometimes these will actually give us more. So we're gonna do, trip time is 11 hours for this one. Trip time for that one is 15. I'm gonna take this one. So I always will tell you, we are using Pro Mods, 2.75 now. It's gonna be a lot better for me to drive here in Europe, because I will tell you, I have a lot easier time driving, now, of course, there's two things that are going to be really difficult for me to remember. Going between Europe and America, there's two things that I'm always going to have this problem. With driving in Europe, compared to driving in America, there's only two things. First off, I'm gonna have this issue of driving, weirdly, by driving in Europe, please tell me. Okay, so we're just basically going to the other side of the Berlin. The thing that I'm gonna have the most trouble with is knowing that I can't remember, knowing that my turn radius is gonna be a lot better. My drivability is a lot better driving. And not only am I going to be able to drive a lot better, is that driving here, the couple other things I'm gonna have to realize is not being to turn on red, which, to be honest, it's like you come to America, you can turn on red. Now, of course, if you are not from America and you are from Europe, you're not going to get into trouble for not turning right on red. On stuff, you may get an occasional time where you might be able to turn right on red, where you can't, into some places. So don't get discouraged that you can't drive something. Here, but it's just knowing that my cab. The biggest thing I love about Europe is the cab size. The cabs, I just love how, like, I love the cab direction, the way that the cabs are set up. And it's a lot quieter too. And remember, guys, the music today is provided Remember, the music today is provided by Panda Beats. So if you wanna, yeah, and it's also a lot faster to drive here too. I'm getting 60 FPS, whereas in Euro Truck, here in Euro Truck, whereas in American Truck, I'm getting like 40. So I want you guys to know that that a lot of the stuff that I actually do here in in a lot of and a lot of what I do within video gaming or anything, I just happen to love the video games and the things. We'll get into our topics today too, guys. Remember the topics. I do try to get into them a little bit later into the show when I start getting onto the highway and start doing things. But it's one of those things where I just love the way that Europe has their trucks set up. I really like European driving, per se. I really like it better than American driving. Just in general by truck standards. And so it's gonna take me a little bit to get used to driving back in like Euro Truck a lot better. It's taking me a little bit. Where's our nearest? Well, the way we're going is we're going that way. There is a gas station there. There's also resting there. Ugh. I have a 10% damage on my truck. Hopefully I can get to a place to do. To do what I need to do. Now, of course, playing in games like this, guys, just let me know if you guys are really wanting to see the talking head stuff, where I talk and play video games. And slight changes have changed. I have gone back to not using the chat bar for it because, unfortunately, I've got TikTok, I've got YouTube, I've got Trovo running, and I want to be able to just have all the chat separated, not being shown, because, you know. But if you guys want to know, that I do have some things that I do wanted to share with you guys specifically, is that I was initially going to tell you that I had changed a few things around. And the biggest one is I was going to run my laptop through OBS, and OBS was not detecting, Linux was not detecting my graphics card. So it's like I'm going to have to stick to Windows until I can get a job and get a better graphics card. Um, ah. And I don't use the real company logos or anything like that, guys, in this one, because I just don't want to, I want to turn that off even in American truck, because it just makes me feel like I'm supporting a company that I shouldn't be supporting, you know, so like, and so I'm just like, a lot of stuff goes going on right now. Where a lot of the stuff that I do wanna preface is like, I am basically driving and playing a lot of these games because, you know, this is one of those things where, you know, video games do bring me joy, but at the same time, I just want to be able to have talking heads, but I want to be able to, I'm always playing a video game. I'm not gonna like sit down and not play a video game when I'm sitting here talking to you. I'm not gonna waste my time not having something in for you guys to really do. And a lot of stuff is like, if you guys are from Europe and probably don't know what's going on a lot of the time within the United States, this is a great place to get your content from me, and great place to understand what's going on in the United States. I know that there's a lot of people out there that don't get that right content, don't get the news properly, and that's and from your media and stuff. And of course, you guys don't, if you have access to YouTube, you have access to Midas Touch, wanting to know what's going on, it is greatly fantastic to see what's going on. And I don't envy right now what's going on in the world, and envy basically the United States, to be honest. You know, I'm one of those people that don't agree with what's going on within the US, to be honest. The United States is just one of those things where I would, right now, like, for me, like, I will tell you, like, right now, I would stand with the United States flag if it wasn't under Trump, if it wasn't for Trump, I right now stand with the pride flag over the American flag. And the reason why I do is because the community within it, because I support the community, I support the LGBT, I support for anybody. I don't care that you're gay, I don't care that you, whatever you are, you identify as. Everybody needs to have their equal opportunity to be themselves and equal opportunity to be them. Okay? I know that it may be going against God for being gay or for being part of the LGBTQ community in some regards, but at the same time, it's like, I don't care. I have lost all interest in wanting to, basically, like, if you say that you are a Christian, okay, a lot of times a Christian will go out and help anybody. Will go out help anybody, whether, even if their identity is not supportive of the church or supportive of your values, you should still help them. You should still find ways to help people in your neck of the woods. And there are times where I should be helping people and I don't. There are a lot of times where I don't do what the Lord sometimes wants me to do. Okay? I will admit that. I'm not perfect. Nobody should be. And a lot of times, you know, the reason why I don't is, look, I will tell you, I stand with the United States in some regards. I don't want to change, I don't want to be somebody that follows follows Trump, because, you know, right now, we are having some problems within the United States itself. You know, right now the United States, if you go to the if you go into DC, right now you are seeing chaos. With the military. The military is there now in DC. And they shouldn't be. The DC is at a 30% all-time low. It is basically, for 30 years it has been the lowest crime rate in the United States, and that's not just being hyperbolic. That is actually being the truth, because if you go look at Jesse Dollamore, people who live in DC don't want this happening. People don't want it. We are seeing across this country where people are being hurt and being taken out to a lot of things, being told that, hey, you know, you're being told that, oh, you can't do this now, you can't do that, or that you're basically being a nuisance to me, and you're just gonna be gone. I don't care if you didn't commit a crime. You committed a crime under me, you're going to be basically taken away. And And it's one of those things where, um, you know, you look at the landscape of what's going on with Trump, and you look at the landscape of just in general what's going on. You know, it's really saddens me that I have to share that you know, I'm one of those people that, you know, I didn't want to have to be hyperbolic and share. I don't want to have to share the news and share the content what's going on. But I'd rather sit down and share gaming news. I'd rather sit down and share a lot of things about what's going on. And a lot of what's going on with, even in the gaming space, you know, PlayStation getting increased prices now. PlayStation now has increased price by $50. It's like, it shouldn't be this way. Consoles should be going down in price, not up in price. And that's the truth. Nobody should be out there utilizing, nobody should be out there doing nobody should be out there, doing things that shouldn't be done, that should be done right, and not doing things in the wrong way. And, you know, Texas is suing California for doing their redistricting. They're suing because they don't like what's going on. They don't like the redistricting when it's done on the other side. They want to do it themselves, and all of this, and it's like you look at all the things going on with DC, Texas, basically, you know, going after blue states. They're basically going after the blue states because their blue states are doing what's right. They want to be able to control people. They want to be able to take control of your life, and that's what they want. Most of the time, blue states, like, there have been times where, you know, a lot of people, first off, don't understand the mask mandates. A lot of people didn't understand the mask mandates. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people hated it but let me be clear. If you don't like wearing masks, don't go to Japan. If you don't like wearing masks because you're sick, don't go to Japan at all. Because that's what their culture is. They're a culture of wearing masks, protecting people. It's not perfect, I'll admit. I'll admit masks aren't perfect, but they're going to protect people more than, like, if you're sick, they're going to protect people who are sick instead of protecting those who are not. Okay? It is an understatement. It's not going to prevent you from getting sick. It's going to prevent others from getting sick. So it's like if you have, for example, a common cold or the flu. Okay, let's just say you have the flu. Okay, that flu is contagious. If you wear a mask, you're reducing that risk of somebody else getting sick. You know, I didn't like wearing masks, and it's just something that, you know, but if you get used to it, if you're like used to it, you're doing it all the time, you're doing it every time that you're sick, it's gonna come naturally. It's gonna feel naturally over time. It's just like, you know, me. It's like, look, there are times where I don't wear, where there are some times where I just don't like wearing, you know, where I wanna say, like, there are some times where wearing certain things or doing certain things in life, over time, you will get used to what you're doing. It's just like, that's why I said when you are taking drugs, you know, you're gonna start and you start doing those taking more and more as you go on, you're gonna be desensitized. You're gonna say, okay, I don't care. I'm not gonna have any issues, any problems. I'm just gonna continue to do it. But then in reality, at some point you're going to have problems. You're going to face these problems because you do those things. It's like you smoke cigarettes. You know, cigarettes, oh, it tastes good. It's good. It smells good. I'm going to continue to do it. But then eventually somewhere down the line you're going to have problems with your health by doing it. It's not like you're going out there and saying that, you know, alcohol. Fantastic. I love that alcohol. I'm going to do it every day. At some point you're going to have a problem. That's why I haven't switched lanes for at all. Because I know what I'm doing. I genuinely know what I'm doing. But it's like a lot of people don't seem to really get a lot of people don't seem to really get the fact that, you know, the more times you do something, yeah, it may be good for you in a short term. It's like Elon Musk taking ketamine. You know, it's like at some point you're never going to really notice the difference, or you're just going to really think, oh well, I have no emotions, I have nothing, or everything that I'm doing is not. And it's like, well, everything that's going on, and the things that do go on, things change. Things absolutely change. And things will change. Because the more that you do something that you may feel wrong about it, and at one point, but then you consistently do it and do it again and do it again, you're not gonna, you're not gonna, it's so easy for me to do it. But eventually you might get caught at doing that. You might eventually get the things that are done. And, you know, don't do those things. Don't go out and take things from people. Don't steal. Don't cheat. You know? And what Texas is doing is basically districting to fit what they want. They're cheating Democrats out of wanting any representation. They don't want Democrats. They want Republicans. They want it. And they're going after California for them redistricting to get rid of the Republicans. And I'm like, this is no way, shape, or form is this the Republican Party that should be like, Republicans are always districting, always doing this, always doing that. Republicans should not be redistricting. You know, the Republicans did not want to sign on an independent redistricting commission. They did not want to sign off on it. And Texas, and pretty much it was something where, you know, having independent people to do it instead of having the legislators and people getting, it takes a load off them, so they don't have to do this anymore. But it gives everybody that opportunity to have their representation be heard, to have everybody have that opportunity. Because black people need that representation more than anybody else. And that's absolutely the truth. You know? And having the opportunity to make sure that everybody has their voice and everybody has the right to speak. And shouldn't be rushing bills. We shouldn't be rushing bills to pass. We should be making sure that everybody gets a say in the matter. and there's no say in the matter on them, on any of this. Nobody, like Trump doesn't want Democrats, does not want them basically, doesn't want anybody going against him. If you go against me, you're pretty much a bad person. You're pretty much an evil person, just for going against something that needs to be said. And it's like, no. And it's like, no, I don't stand with I don't stand with the right on reducing freedom, reducing that. And I also do the same thing with Democrats, but at the same time, I don't like when I don't mind that we have guns. I don't mind that we have them. I just don't think we should be having the guns be relatively out in the forefront of being out there in the forefront of people at DC. You know, DC right now, and Trump's wanting to do it only because he doesn't want the left having them. He only wants the right, and he only wants them to have the opportunity for them to do things. You know, I don't like it when guns are being used to say guns are bad because they kill people. It's like, yeah, they do, but they kill people because the person kills. Grand Theft Auto does not kill people. Video games do not kill people. People kill people. Next rest is in 10. Okay. So next trip time is in 4 hours and 18 minutes. We're going in from Germany to Denmark, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And I will say it's and it is in no way that that they say they want to protect children, but yet they don't. You know, the Republicans say, "Oh, I want to protect children. I want to protect the." It's the same thing with the Democrats. They want to like, because I know that this Screen Act and this thing's going on. They're not wanting to protect children. They're not wanting to protect the geist of children accessing the internet. No, they want to take control of that and put it on the government rather than let parents dictate that. Look, if you wanted to protect children, why didn't you implement this? Why didn't you implement this 10, 15 years ago? Why didn't you implement this at the behest of 15 years ago? Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it in 2001, 2002? Why didn't you start doing that then? Then you could have been protecting children by then. First off, that's one of those things. You could be protecting children if you would have basically banned alcohol, banned cigarettes. Now you're protecting children by doing that, by banning the the legal drugs that should be over the counter. Drugs shouldn't be over the counter. Drugs should be behind a pharmacy and used to protect children, to protect these things. And in no way, shape, or form are they absolutely protecting children. Children aren't being protected by what's going on. on. It's like, yeah, look, I want you to understand something, okay? Guess what? You think you're protecting children? You're not really protecting the children by banning content off the internet. You're basically a lot of these politicians don't understand a lot of these politicians don't understand that having access to parental controls. The parental controls are something that should be out there and be done and be used. There are parental controls out there that Windows has. These routers have parental controls. Okay. And they're not out there protecting the children by implementing this. You're basically destroying the life that is out there. There are plenty of ways to do it. You know, you got Cloudflare, like I said, you got Cloudflare 1.1, 1.1.1.2, 1.1.1.3. Pretty much the 1.1.1.1.3 protects you from adult content. The 2 protects you from malware. And it's like, I don't understand why a lot of these people want to go out there and just harm people's lives because they're doing it in the guise of protecting children, uploading a ID. How ignorant that when you require somebody to upload ID, facial recognition, or anything, you go and access that website. Let's just say you access Wikipedia. Okay? Well, then now there's going to be more an incentive for hackers to hack the Wikipedia if they require online ID verification. Guess what? You start requiring online ID verification, and there's no protection. Nobody has any sense of actually protecting the children, because this isn't going to protect the children. Children are going to have access to VPNs, and of course, if you are in the UK, please do use a VPN to get around that age verification. I don't care. I don't live in the UK. You know, get private internet access. Get NordVPN. Get some non-free VPN. You know, private internet access is an absolute one that does not. you know, and they're wanting to take that away in the UK too, because it's a tool to get around these VPN, to get around the geofencing, and I'm like, okay, now you're getting rid of our privacy, now you're taking away our privacy to be able to do anything, you know, like there's Molvad, there's a whole host of VPNs out there that you can use. But make sure that they do not have a no logging policy, truly a no logging policy. Proton says that they don't, but they do. Proton says that they don't log your information. They do log your information. I only use Proton right now for free, only because of because of how free it is, and I only use it to get around the lock in my state of Minnesota, because right now my internet goes through North Dakota instead of Minnesota. I shouldn't be using North Dakota's. I should not be banned because I'm in Minnesota, accessing content that is not right because I live in North Dakota, but I live actually in Minnesota. So this is where I do that, and I prevent myself from being locked. Just remember, if you do have access and you can tunnel into, say you tunnel into Texas, or you tunnel into a red state here like Georgia, you can still get yourself not being able to get those content. So what you can do is you can geofence yourself out of the United States and go use another one. Proton, you can connect to Japan and use these things. I'm not advocate. I don't sponsor Proton. I'm not sponsored by them. I don't really would recommend you not use them. I'd recommend you probably go with like PIA or NordVPN. Or NordVPN, and so it's just like, you know, and then it's like, it's even and then it's like really sad to see, you know, there's this crosswalk too, you know, this crosswalk that was symbolized of, you know, you talk about safety and you want to talk about protecting the lives. They got rid of a rainbow crosswalk over near the Pulse nightclub in Florida, in Orlando, and they took it out overnight. You know, it's Thursday and they took it out overnight. Because I was not paying quite attention. I'm gonna have to go up and turn myself around. Fudge. I could have easily gotten off. Ugh. If there is... Oh. Pooey! Hooey. You know, in America I can do that. I can just turn myself around. That's when another thing is like, oh, can I turn myself around? Just so that I can get myself out. Nope, didn't work. I do, a lot of times I do miss because I'm paying attention to you guys and a lot of this. Thanks Victor for joining the Trovo stream. Thank you. As soon as I get this delivery done for today, guys, I'm gonna be getting off. I'm gonna go do some Fortnite. I gotta go do a mission in Fortnite that gives me 30 V-Bucks. Cause I forgot to grab it yesterday. So I can start getting more. So I can start getting my V-Bucks again. I forgot, we got a lot of roundabouts around here, so... So yeah, I am really disgusted with what's going on, just in general within the country, just in general with a lot of stuff, and I'm getting fed up with a lot of it. It's like, look, I'm not somebody that goes out there and posts illegal stuff on the internet. Maybe occasionally there might be something, but I try not to. I try to ignore that issue. I try to do things legitimately. Do I download something that might be illegal? I have done that before, but you know, I'm not going out there and, you know, went to school, could not play World of Warships or World of Tanks because I was part of that one thing where I would go out on the internet, use torrents, and get stuff off there, and then I lose access to playing that game because I could not. Yep, and we're gonna go get some rest up here. I'll see it. It won't be too bad. But I want you guys to know that yes, we were pretty much highly far in this game before I lost a lot of stuff. Actually, I think we'll go... I'm here. A lot easier, a lot safer. Yeah. Jeez, I just lost $100 just for... I'll get it back. Just easy. We have discovered a recruitment agency. So yeah, I'm just like, there's this whole thing within this country and this world. There's nothing. Uh-huh. Look at what that car did. I don't care. Let's get it over with. Alright. It's 4:47, guys. It is about that time for me to get off. Like I said, most of the time I try to get on from 3:30 to about 5. I get off about 5:30. By the time I start something, there's no way we're gonna be able to Alright, and then I'll do one from right there. For our thumbnail, I'll have a couple different ones to decide. So I will tell you, before we do quit, we need to save our game. We'll be back again, hit live. We'll be back again tonight, tomorrow, with Euro Truck, probably some other thing, but we'll see. Live, 8/21/2025. Okay, and I don't save it as one. I used to do it that way, but now I just save it as one, and then I'll save it as that, and then I'll save it 2 means it's the second stream for the day. So, because sometimes I don't get on for the second stream. But, anyways, guys, we will catch you guys later. Sorry if I didn't catch you guys on TikTok. Sorry I didn't catch you guys over there or in the. Leven Sirla, hola. I don't. Melvin Strela, thank you, but I don't speak Spanish. I probably should use Google Translate to do so. But I know what hola means hi, means hello. But sorry if I don't catch you guys this thing. Please be more mindful to speak in English, because I can't speak other language right now. So anyway, we will catch you guys later. Bye-bye. Have a nice time. Remember, hit that like, comment, subscribe here on TikTok, Trovo. It is greatly appreciated that you guys do so. Just checking to see if anybody's watching or anything. No. Thanks, Robin Gifford, for joining the TikTok side. Just guys, I'll be back again tonight with some Call of Duty. Call of Duty tonight will be, not Call of Duty, Fortnite, sorry. We'll be back with some Fortnite tonight. At 9 o'clock. I will try to be on at 9 directly because Scarlett needs to be on at 10:30 so they can get more time to play. But who knows? So anyway, and if you guys do hit that subscribe here on YouTube, make sure you hit the bell notification with the all, because you never know when you're gonna go live. If you guys want notifications sent through Trovo when I go live, you can also hit that follow here on Trovo. Subscribing here on Trovo is not free though, so just take that with a grain of salt. If you do see subscribing on YouTube, it's just Trovo being not free. And then if you guys want to become a follower on TikTok, you can also do that. Hit that like when you guys do share, and do share out the stream when you can, because it does greatly help me, but not right now. I forget to do that at the beginning. So